morning, Coryell's class. Good morning, Mr. Potter. Today we are converting fractions and decimals using what? Again, I need you to pay attention to what we're doing. Now our video is getting longer. I said today we are converting fractions and decimals using what? So you should be looking up at the screen. We're using place value. Do you guys know place value? Yes. I sure hope so. We're going to convert between fractions and decimals using the place value, like I said. All right, so we have 4 definitions for a fraction, and we have 4 definitions for a decimal, yes? Yes. They're the exact same thing, aren't they? Yes. Therefore, if the definitions for a fraction and decimal are the same, what do you know about fractions and decimals? They're the same. What? Go. Moving down, powers of 10. We've already learned this, but you guys know that when you multiply by powers of 10, which way do we move the decimal point? To the right. Like this number 67, it actually didn't have a decimal point, but any whole number really has a hidden decimal point right after the whole number. True or false? True. So why did I move the decimal point on this one right here? Why did I move the decimal point just one spot? Well, it's power of 10, but how many zeros does this 10 have? 1. So really, when you're dealing with powers of 10, the zeros, the number of zeros tell you how far to move the decimal point, right? Yes. So how many zeros are in this power of 10? 3. And how many places did I move the decimal point? 3. 3. Anas, we're paying attention to the video right now, not organizing our papers. Why then, on this one, did I move the decimal point 3 places to the right, but there's only 1 0? Because 10 to the power of 3, so it just means... if there's an exponent, you follow the exponent, right? Yes. Cool. And then on this one, we changed to a division sign. Division is opposite of multiplication, true or false? Yes. True. So when you divide, you don't move to the... When you divide by a power of 10, you don't move to the right, you move to the left. Why did I move to the left 3 places this time then? Because it's 10 divided. Well, first we divided, right? And we used an exponent, yes? Okay, cool. Number 4. Read this on the count of 3 together. 1, 2, 3. If the denominator is power of 5 and even equally spell the number ends. It'd be great if we read that together next time instead of going way too fast or way too slow compared to everybody else. But so if our denominator is a power of 10, we can easily see what place value the number ends in. Is this denominator a power of 10? Yes. Is this a power of 10? Yes. Is this a power of 10? Yes. So if I read this fraction, should it sound just like the decimal? Yes. Read the decimal. Read this fraction. 900. Read this decimal. 900. So if the fraction is a power of 10, the decimal is going to sound exactly like it. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. What about if we're going from decimals to fractions? Read this decimal. 3/10. Read the fraction. 3/10. Read this decimal. 2100. Read this fraction. 2100. Read this decimal. 2/10. Read this fraction. 1/5. Whoa, that doesn't sound the same, does it? No. Why is 2/10 and 1/5? Why don't they sound the same? At first they did, because 2/10 and 2/10 sound the same, right? But anytime you have a fraction that is not in simplest form, you're supposed to reduce it, right? Yes. We cool with all this? Yes.